think.
Oh, hold on. Go.
I think one of the most important things you can do to sell them is to have the dog sell themselves. Like, you need to show what makes each dog special and show the customers why their lives will be better by having that dog in their home. Well, I remember my most important responsibility was helping prospective families find new pets. I would do everything possible to show off all our dogs and help them find a new home so they could be loved too. I remember one time, 2 siblings came running up and down to me, jumping up and down. They needed to help find them their new pet. And I did this, and I was so happy to do this because I knew they needed my help, and I knew this would be a special time in their life. We passed the kennel with the German Shepherd puppy in there, and they stopped instantly. The looks on their faces said it all. That dog was the one. Not only would those 2 children have their first pet, but the puppy would finally have a second chance at a life that it didn't have before. That was when it hit me. From then on, I made it my goal as a volunteer at the shelter to find animals in our shelter a home, no matter what animal it was or what their past circumstances was.
Hi, my name is Ayla Charles. I'm 18 and I'm a freshman here at Pepperdine University. And I first started volunteering my sophomore year with Animal Rescue Company because I never had any pets growing up, and I really wanted to get the chance to get to know what it was like to have a pet and care for unwanted animals. So I went to the Animal Rescue Company and I worked with animals that were abused, neglected, or that their owners just couldn't afford to take care of them anymore. And from that experience I learned a lot, and I learned a lot about loving animals and caring for them and giving them what they need to survive.
Okay, good stuff.
My name is Alyssa Gaelic. I'm 18 years old and I'm a student at Pepperdine. My dog's name is Lila, and I got her last May. She was about 4 to 6 months old, and now she's about a year old. We adopted her at an animal adoption fair put on by the SPCA in Fresno, California. She is a Jacoby, which is a mix of a Jack Russell and Beagle, so she's a very hyper dog. As a puppy, she either is sleeping or sprinting around. She is very smart and loving. When I'm home, she will always sleep with me, and she likes to think she's a lot bigger than she is. When we go to the dog park, she will always run around with the big dogs and try to pick fights with the little ones. Puppies are always a little crazy, but so cute.
There you go.
I think it's important to adopt pets because there's so many pets that are in animal shelters that don't have homes, and then if no one adopts them, then they get put to sleep because the shelters don't have room anymore. So it's always better, and it's so much cheaper too to adopt pets instead of, buying ones that are bred, by really expensive breeders. So that's why I think it's a good idea. I think awareness is the best way for people just to know how they can adopt pets, because a lot of people want to, it's just, I think they don't know how. So, just showing people, and also showing people how many pets there are that don't have homes, and how, they're being killed because no one's adopting them, I think would motivate people a lot more.
Animals that are lucky enough to be adopted can sometimes land in homes just like Alyssa's. She shared with me a few of the reasons why she thinks adopting animals is important. Another friend of mine, Alyssa, has actually adopted a dog this past year. This is her story. I recently spoke to my friend Nayela about her previous time volunteering at an animal shelter, and one of her experiences really stood out to me. Being raised with such a mindset caused me to do everything possible to stand up for animal rights at a very young age. As a preschooler, however, there is not too much that I could do. That's why today I wanted to share with you my story about how my first pet came into my life, and how I hope my story, along with these 2 others, can help motivate you and other people to adopt pets as well. Hi, my name is Darlene Melendez. I'm 18 years old and I love animals. There has never been a time where I didn't have a pet. and this caused me to develop a mindset that pets were an essential part of the family. I remember when I was about 3 years old, my dad brought home a dog for me. When I saw her, she looked very old, battered, and disheveled. He told me that he saw her wandering around in a store parking lot, and someone near him called animal control. He couldn't stand the thought of her being taken to the pound, so he decided to bring her home to me instead. That was how everything began. I also asked both Alyssa and Nyella what strategies they could come up with that could help motivate people to go out and adopt from shelters.